think you'll be Prime Minister next week?
As they race to get enough MPs behind them, the hopeful's in with another chance at the top job. Penny Mordaunt, who came third last time, is the first to officially declare she wants to be Prime Minister. But the name looming over this contest is an old one. Boris Johnson is returning from a Caribbean holiday, and some believe to go forward, the party must go back.
I would lean towards Boris Johnson. I think he will still have some questions to answer around, obviously, that investigation. But I know when I was Secretary of State for Defence, he invested in defence, he supported me, he supported the actions this country has taken to keep us safe. So that's, at the moment, I'm leaning towards that.
It may have seemed far-fetched yesterday, but Boris Johnson now has the backing of some very senior MPs.
Jacob Rees-Mogg, Simon Clarke, potentially Ben Wallace, saying they're going to back Boris Johnson. Could this actually happen? Could he reach the threshold?
I never thought I'd say it, but it's possible, and it's partly possible because we're all talking about it. And that's what Boris loves, and that's how he gains momentum. He never really had more than about sort of 60, 65 core loyal supporters. So the calculation now will be, can they generate enough momentum, firstly to get him past 100, but more importantly, to get him to second place. And I think that's what they'll be working on this weekend, to try and turn people to make sure that he does.
The thing about Boris Johnson is that there are strong feelings on both sides. Some MPs would be incredibly upset if he came back as Prime Minister. Two have even said that they would quit the party altogether. And remember, there's still a parliamentary committee looking at whether he misled Parliament. But then there's Rishi Sunak, and he elicits strong feelings too. Some feel vindicated by Liz Truss becoming Prime Minister. Others say anyone but Rishi Sunak. What's clear is there's no obvious unity candidate right now.
And ultimately MPs, most of whom currently back Rishi Sunak, won't necessarily get the final say.
Do you accept if Boris Johnson gets to the membership, he'll likely win?
I like Boris Johnson, and I supported him to the end. And I wasn't one of those who resigned from his government. But equally, I cannot see how we could unify the party and bring a government together, given that 60%, 70% of his own MPs were ready to vote against him in a vote of no confidence.
Are you going to stand or rule yourself out?
And then there are the outsiders, the former Home Secretary, understood to still hold leadership ambitions, and the International Trade Secretary, Kemi Badenoch, who was taking soundings from colleagues.
The party needs to find a leader to unite behind.
But the numbers mean it can only be a three-horse race.
Penny is the right person to be able to pull all parts of the parliamentary party together, to be able to deliver on what actually matters to our constituents, which is getting that 2019 manifesto delivered and focusing on moving our country forward. And Penny, having had the range of experience in ministerial positions over the course of a 12-year period, has the ability to do that.
But at the moment, Penny Mordaunt is a long way from 100 backers. There are two frontrunners, the former Prime Minister and the former Chancellor. The party knows it can't afford to get this wrong again. Ali Fortescue, Sky News, Westminster.